Okay, guys, we have to start today with a very real, very sobering conversation. I wish we didn't have to have this conversation, but I'm not going to blow smoke up, down, in, out of anywhere. Maybe we can get something positive out of it. And I don't say that in a sort of coy or, kind of BS way, a teachable moment. Like maybe we can actually get something out of this because it's increasingly clear that Republicans, if they choose to, if they decide that the political risks are reasonable, are going to have the votes to move forward with a replacement of Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the Supreme Court. Yes, they are hypocrites. Yes, they're completely ignoring the guidelines they claimed were necessary in 2016 to deny Barack Obama a Supreme Court pick to replace the late Justice Antonin Scalia with Merrick Garland. But the reality is we have to deal with reality that Democrats right now don't have a path to stopping Donald Trump from replacing Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It will be up to Republicans. Remember that the numbers are Republicans have 53 of the 100 Senate seats. In order to deny them the 51, or it's really 50 votes that they have to be denied, because even in a 50-50 vote, Mike Pence gets to tie break, and you know how that will go. We need to find 4 Republicans who will refuse to move forward with a confirmation. We heard from Lisa Murkowski from Alaska. She is one such Republican who has said, at least not before the election. During the lame duck, who knows? We then heard from Susan Collins from Maine, another Republican senator who says not before the election. No. But bear in mind, even if we wait it out until November 3rd and Joe Biden wins, these same 2 Republicans, Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins, may well be willing to push someone through during a lame duck period. And in any case, 2 isn't going to be enough to stop it. Mitt Romney, rather, is someone that people have been looking towards. Maybe Mitt Romney could be a 3rd Republican. As of right now, Mitt Romney has said it looks like he's going to be okay moving forward. And even if Mitt Romney could be added as number 3 to the list, you need a 4th. So the reality today is we have to contend with this situation. There is a very real practical lesson here. And it's a lesson to all of those people. You remember them. I remember them. Some of them even have YouTube channels who in 2016 were saying Trump and Hillary are 2 sides of the same coin. If it's Trump or Hillary, I don't care. They're both corporatist centrists, and it really doesn't matter which one is elected for the next 4 years or 8 years. And I mentioned the Supreme Court in 2015 and 2016. And, some of these clowns, some of them said Supreme Court, it's not like Hillary's going to pick any real left wingers to the court. Well, Donald Trump stole one from Obama with Neil Gorsuch. And then he got Brett Kavanaugh, 2 ludicrous ideologues, the likes of which Hillary Clinton never would have even considered putting on the court. And now Donald Trump is on the verge of ingraining the most conservative Supreme Court in a long time by replacing Ruth Bader Ginsburg with a straight up Handmaid's Tale right-wing cultist who I will be talking about later. This is not I told you so stuff. This is a learning experience. This is learning from mistakes, if we can learn from it. Now, if we can't, then we arguably deserve what's coming. And what's coming could be very, very bad. The Supreme Court did matter. The people who wrote it off in 2016 and the people who are writing it off right now in 2020, they were wrong. They are wrong, period. Abortion rights are now going to be in question, partially because there were people in 2016 who mistakenly thought Trump or Hillary is going to lead to the same results. This is not about shaming people. This is not about shame. This is about, hey, guys, some of us questioned the importance of the difference between Trump and Hillary in 2016. Not me, but some of us did. This is about understanding that there are things we can control and things we can't control. In 2016, we could control our votes in the primaries. Once Hillary was the nominee, we couldn't change that, but we could then control whether we voted in November of 2016 and who we voted for. And some people made the decision not to vote. Some people who supported candidates other than Hillary during the primary made the decision not to vote or to vote for Trump or to write somebody in or whatever. And of course, a whole bunch of other things happened as well, which affected the results. But it was ultimately 77,000 votes in 3 key states. And now Donald Trump is going to get his 3rd Supreme Court pick in 1 term, possibly with more coming if he gets a 2nd term. They were wrong then. Many of them acted like spoiled children then. They're not the only thing to blame, of course, but they were wrong. The whole both sides are the same ideology is an easy way for lazy people or intellectually uncurious people to feel as though they're above it all. I've sometimes used the term enlightened centrist. There's also these folks on the left and on the right. It's not just centrists, and it has been a disaster. So, okay, it's almost October. What can we control now? We can control whether we vote in this election. We can control whether Donald Trump gets 4 more years and potentially 1 or even 2 more Supreme Court picks. And as a result, gets to set the country on what will potentially be one of its darkest periods, certainly of the 21st century, but probably for longer. And if you need any further words of warning, let's discuss next who Donald Trump is considering to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It's dystopian. Let's discuss it. Real quick, I want to tell you about our sponsor, Magic Spoon, who have done something awesome. They've taken all of our favorite sugary childhood cereals that we know we shouldn't eat anymore and turned them into something you can actually feel good about eating as an adult. There's 4 flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and blueberry. They taste great. They're crunchy. They're sweet like you would expect this type of cereal to be, but it's perfect for a ketogenic diet because 1 bowl has only 3 net carbs, 12 grams of protein. It's sugar-free, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free. Once our team tried Magic Spoon for the first time, we actually ended up emailing Magic Spoon back and saying, can you send us more boxes? Send more samples. They've been a big hit with David Pakman Show staffers. And Magic Spoon knows how delicious their cereal is because if you don't like it, they'll refund all of your money, no questions asked. And you'll get free shipping when you go to magicspoon.com/Pakman and use the code Pakman. That's Pakman.